This is the simplest engulfing candle strategy that anyone can use with zero experience. I've tested strategies, patterns, and candle formations for years, and engulfing candles always made sense, but I could never get them to work inside a real objective strategy. So today I wanted to fix that. I challenged myself to build the easiest possible engulfing candle strategy, something a complete beginner can follow, and the results turned out way better than I ever expected. First, let me explain my sort of unique way in defining engulfing candles, because you'd actually be surprised to see that you'll find multiple different definitions for it. A bullish engulfing candle is when the close of the candle is higher than the high of the previous candle, and the low of the candle is lower than the low of the previous candle. For a bearish engulfing candle, it's the same thing but flipped. The candle closes below the low of the previous candle, and the high is higher than the high of the previous candle. Engulfing candles are typically a signal that there's about to be a big move in the direction of that engulfing candle, but there are a lot of times where it's a false signal. I've always found it hard to incorporate them in a strict objective strategy, so I gave myself that challenge today, and I think you'll be surprised at the results that I found. First, I coded an indicator that identifies bearish and bullish engulfing candles with the ability to set alerts whenever they happen. If you want to use it for yourself, I put it for free in our Discord in the free indicator section. I'll put the link in the description. As you can see, this indicator will show us visually every time there's a bearish or bullish engulfing candle, and it also has the option to toggle between which ones to display. And just skimming through the chart, you can see that there's some times where it's a perfect signal and plenty of times where nothing really happens. So with this in mind, let's start building the strategy. First, let's put on NASDAQ futures on the 5-minute time frame. Then let's put on our engulfing candle indicator, and let's put on the strategy builder. We're going to use the strategy builder to plug in entry and exit conditions and get instant backtests. And it'll let us set alerts and even possibly automate our strategies if we find a strategy we like. You can try it free with the first link in the description. Now let's try to make a short strategy with bearish engulfing candles. We'll set properties to 20,000 initial capital and default order size to 1 quantity. We'll change position size to shorts, click this first drop down, select engulfing candles bearish, then select greater than 0. This is because I coded the engulfing candle indicator to return a 1 whenever there's a bearish engulfing candle and a 0 when there isn't. This is also how 99% of buy-sell indicators work, in case you want to try plugging a buy/sell indicator into the strategy builder. So engulfing candle bearish greater than 0 is our entry. And now figuring out the exit conditions is where it's going to get tricky. Like I said before, there's several times where the engulfing candle is a false signal, but there's also a lot of times where it's the exact best area to short. So we need a strategy that exits fast with small losses and tries to capture relatively big gains on the wins. So let's do this. Our risk management will be that we'll exit on a closure above the high of the bearish engulfing candle, and then we'll have a fixed take profit percentage. So to do this on the strategy builder, we'll go down to support resistance bars look back and set that to 0, which means the resistance will be on the high of the current candle. And then check the box for exit when price closes below/above support/resistance. Since we're in a short, this will exit when we close above the resistance. Then let's try take profit and stop loss both at 1%. And if we do a back test over the past year, which the strategy builder will do it instantly, we see a total P&L of 338%, but not the cleanest equity curve. We want a way to filter out a lot of the trades in this area, so let's optimize with a higher time frame filter. A higher time frame filter is basically a condition that needs to be true on a higher time frame in order for us to take this trade. For this strategy, let's only enter when the 1-hour 21 EMA is less than the 1-hour 55 EMA. So let's put on our higher time frame trend indicator, which you can also get free in our Discord in the free indicator section. As you can see, MA2 is the 21 EMA and MA3 is the 55 EMA. So let's do trend A is MA2 is less than MA3 for the 1 hour, and check the box next to it. Now the background will highlight this light blue color whenever the 1-hour 21 EMA is less than the 1-hour 55 EMA. And if we plug this into the strategy builder, we can make it so that we only enter trades when this is true. I see a good amount of losses here occurring in the areas outside of the blue background, so I think this could be a good filter. So let's go to the strategy builder, go to MA trend for higher time frame, select MA2 is less than MA3 on the 1 hour, and click entry. With that change alone, our strategy results over the past year went from this to this. 436% total P&L and a much better equity curve. I then decided to try and optimize this a bit more and found that lowering the take profit percentage to 0.8% actually produced much better results. Nearly 600% total P&L with a nice smooth equity curve. And even though the win rate is only 26%, remember that the point of this strategy is to exit fast if it doesn't work and take multiple small losses, but hold on for the big gains. As you can see in the trades analysis, the average winning trade is 0.8%, while the average losing trade is only 0.19%, which is basically a 4 times risk-reward ratio. And the average number of bars for winning trades is 59, while the average number of bars in losing trades is only 18, indicating small, quick losses and longer, bigger wins. I've included the full settings and results of this strategy and every other strategy on this channel in our Discord if you want to check it out. Link is in the description. So let's run run through a couple examples here on the chart. So as you can see, we have an entry right here. This is a bearish engulfing candle with a high higher than the high of the last candle and a close lower than the low of the last candle. This red line over here is our wick stop loss. If price wicks over here, we're out. This is our take profit. If price wicks over here, we're out. And this dashed line is our closure based stop loss, meaning if price closes above this, then we get out. And as you can see, the chart came down, wick to our take profit before hitting our risk management, and that's a win as indicated by the green bar. And then if we come over here, we can see the same thing, bearish engulfing candle. This is our take profit, this is our wick stop loss, and a closure above this is also a stop loss. So as you can see, we come here, close above this just barely, and it takes us out, and it is a loss. But as you can see, small loss compared to this big win. And then if we do one more example right here, you can see we enter on this bearish engulfing candle. Wick stop loss is up here, take profit is right here, closure based stop loss is right here. And as you can see, we wick kind of close to this closure based stop loss, but no closures above it. And then we hit our take profit before hitting our risk management. Now let's try using a similar template as this short strategy to build a long strategy using bullish engulfing candles. I went ahead and already did some testing to find the best settings for this to save you some time. We're still going to use the same initial capital and order size, but make sure position side is set to longs. Now we select engulfing candle bullish is greater than 0, then click entry. Then go down to stochastics and select uptrend on the 45 minute and uptrend on the 30 minute and click entry for both. Then go down to the moving average trend settings and we're going to do MA2 is greater than MA3 on the 5 minute time frame. Then we're going to raise the look back on the support to 5, which means that the lowest point in the last 5 bars will be the support. And we'll check this box here, which means price will need to close below the support to exit. Then let's do 0.5% take profit and 0.3% max stop loss. The strategy builder will then give us an instant backtest, and if we look at the results over the past year, we see a 350% total P&L gain with a smooth equity curve. The win rate is only 32%, but again, if we go into the trades analysis, we see that the average winning trade is 0.5% and the average losing trade is 0.17%, which is about a 3x risk reward ratio, so that's why it's still profitable. Now, I've included the exact settings for both of these strategies and plenty more in our free Discord, and if you want to create your own strategies like these and get instant backtest, instant alerts, and even automate them, try out the strategy builder free by going to thestratbuilder.com or clicking the first link in the description. And if you like this strategy and you want to see the 3 best RSI strategies that I have found through years of testing, then check out the video on screen right now.